Groundhog Day, is that what they call it?
Yeah. Anyway, finally getting a chance to get at the BX25D with the stopping issue. For those who've watched the video in the past, since I've owned this, this is one of the earliest model BX25Ds that came out in 13. So I've always noticed it didn't stop well. Take your foot off the HST pedal and it would just roll and roll and roll. Backwards it wouldn't even stop. I used to have to treadle the pedal to get it stopped. It was no big issue for me because I'm used to it. But for anybody new, I was kind of nervous. Like even Kathy using it, I was nervous because the tractor wouldn't stop. She would literally have to use the pedals to get the stop. And of course, it got a brake pedal on this side, but it's quite high. You got to have your leg up. You know, you almost got to be like Cirque du Soleil quality material to use that brake, right? So anyway, I've made some adjustments. So I'm just going to show you exactly how it stops now. It only moves 3 or 4 feet forward and back. It's much more controllable now. I don't have to worry about dropping a bucket or pedaling the pedal or doing the Cirque du Soleil acrobatics.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. You know, you were busy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it in the shop now. I'm going to put it up on our outriggers. And I'll try to show you what I did to make this work. Now folks, this might not solve the problem for everybody's BX because I can't say it will solve the problem because I've only repaired the problem to our own.
Yeah,
so
true.
I will point out I'll give you some pointers. When you do this, you're doing it at your own risk because I don't know what you're capable of or what you're not capable of. So we'll go back in, we'll get her up off the ground, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to go get some jack stands now. Shove up under here and on the front, and then we'll come back and I'm going to have to remove the handle off the camera, the dead cat, the external microphone off the camera so we can get up and show you what's going on up and under. Okay, we have all our jack stands underneath the tractor. They're under the axle. Do not put them under the steering ram, or if it happens to sally down you'll damage your steering cylinder. Just put them under the axle himself. And then Kathy, follow me back here. Don't trip up over the tools. And you'll see jack stands here in the back. So it's pretty secure. Don't let anybody sit aboard the tractor while you're working it under it because you don't want to pull it on levers, especially if you have children around. Now there's a couple of things that you need to check first. Kathy, over on this side.
On the side?
Yeah. Down here, there's a grease nipple. Told you not to trip up over anything, didn't I? Yeah, so there's a grease nipple down there, so ensure that your pedal is actually free, working free, and start there. If you happen to use this pedal and it feels notchy or something, well then you've got other issues that you have to investigate. So I'll get a light now put up and underneath, and I'll show you a couple of things that I did. I didn't go by the service manual on this, folks. I did look at the service manual, but the more you look at some of these service manuals, the more complicated things get. So I wanted to show you what I did to rectify the problem with our tractor. Again, this is for our tractor. Now, if you have a situation where the thing is not stopping at all, well, you might have a component failure. This one was stopping within 10 or 12 feet going ahead, and hardly was stopping at all going back in the past. So again, I will get it under with the camera and I'll show you exactly what we did. Okay, we are under the tractor. Well, almost under the tractor. Anyway, the sound might be a little bit different, folks, because I had to remove our Rode mic. We're just on the camera mic here now. Okay, so the first thing that I did here was I adjusted this. This was around the middle position, this cam here. Right where you see the light too, that is the dampener. That's what cushions the going ahead and backing up portion of the ride. Now, I removed that just to see if she would stop any quicker, and to be honest with you, I didn't see much of a difference. But anyway, it's designed to be there, so leave it there. So basically, I put this down on this setting. Again, it was about midway up there. Then, let me see now if I can do this while using the camera. Now, if you got a situation where your tractor is not stopping, backing up, there's a spring adjustment right here. You can just see it there, folks. See that nut? Well, that's a 12mm nut. Let me see if I can get you better. Right there. There's a nut on the bottom of that, and there's a nut right there on the very top of it. So what you do is you get up there and you loosen up, well, you loosen up the bottom nut first. Then sometimes you can shove your finger up there and move that up higher on the shaft, and as you're bringing this nut down, you're tightening a spring that's up there, and that's really what solved the problem. It's bringing back my reverse pedal much faster now, so it enables it to stop much quicker. So it's pretty simple, actually. The only thing is according to the manual, they say to remove the floorboard to get at that. Now, in worst case scenario, you could remove the HST filter, which is here, and get at it probably a little bit easier. I did not do that. I basically used a couple of common tools, which I'll show you now in a second. And once you get it adjusted and tested, you might want to take that and spray a bit of fluid film or something on it so it don't rust on you. That way, if you ever need to adjust it again, it won't be seized up. So really, folks, two adjustments. In my case, two adjustments. Right here and this cam right here where the dampener is too. Now, folks, I've had people ask me what the big spring is going around the rear wheels. So I'm going to take you back and show you that now in a second. Okay, let's have a look back here. There is a big ugly spring right there, folks, as you can see it. People think that's a spring that you adjust for your HST. Well, folks, that's not what it is. That spring is actually for your handbrake or your park brake. So don't even touch that. Don't even go there. You don't even need to pull the wheel off it. You don't even need to pull the deck off it. So let's go over here now, and I'll just show you the common tools that I used, because they're still here on the floor, or most of them. Well, there's a couple of wrenches there and a pair of needle nose vice grips, but I got a special pair of pliers I got to find for you. So, folks, to get at that top nut on that adjustment, this is what I used. I basically went up and went over the HST filter, and I just unscrewed it like that because there's no room to swing a wrench, and it did the job perfectly. So you might have to get to Harbor Freight or Princess Auto somewhere and pick yourself up a pair of these. I don't even know where these came from. These are Mac tools, I think. And get yourself a set of them, because they're definitely going to come in handy. All done.
That's a good job.
Skid pans are back on, and she's toute finie. That's it, eh? You know.
That's it.
Anyway, folks, I promised that I would do a video on how I resolved the problem when I finally got back at the problem. And my promise is fulfilled, exactly. So I also got, I would say literally hundreds of emails and comments saying, mine never stopped. Some people said, well, they're not supposed to stop. Some people said, well, mine stops forward, don't stop in reverse. Mine stops in reverse, don't stop in forward. There was never any consistency. And even Kubota says in their book, you know, it should stop within 10 feet. Well, frig that, you know, if I give this to a student and I tell him to go down in the back and he's 10 feet away from my shed, that means he's going to be 5 feet in the shed before the damn tractor stops.
Pretty much, isn't
Not
it?
acceptable.
No.
You know, seriously, it's
Yeah,
not
sure
acceptable. When you take your foot off the pedal, it should stop. Within a reasonable amount of, I don't mean jam on the brakes like they used to one time to give you whiplash. This one got a nice soft start, or a nice soft stop, both forward and reverse now, within 3 feet. So, you know, it is what it is. I can't promise you folks that it's going to work the same way for all of your problems with regards to stopping and starting, but it worked for us. And that's how I fixed it. So I hope it's been beneficial to you, and you'll probably have a little bit better understanding of how the system works, and basically a couple of adjustments that you need to make to rectify the problem. It's going to take a little bit of tweaking in some cases. You might have to put it up, and you might have to adjust it a little bit. The spring is not so bad. Like I'd whack the spring down, I'd bring it down 3/4 of an inch tighter, if it's not stopping in reverse, and that'll get your pedal back faster. The spring really won't have much to do with the forward motion of the tractor. You might want to look at that other adjustment on the cam for that. I think that will probably be your primary adjustment there. So that's it, folks. I'm going to put the tractor in and clean up my shop. Maybe with some help from my lovely wife, okay, and my photographer, my videographer, my accountant, my cook.
I got a lot of hats.
I got a lot of hats. Yeah. So folks, we'll see you in the next video. You guys take care. God bless. Okay, folks, some bonus for you. We have Edward here from Napa in Bay Roberts. Napa, well, Edward comes here, what, once a week? Yeah, to see what we're doing. Yeah, and have a little conversation with us. So he just saw the tractor, so he said I'd sit up on the tractor and have a look-see. So what do you think?
Orange.
Orange. Yeah, orange is fast.
Orange favorite color.
Yeah, it's fast, eh?
Oh yes.
So maybe one of those days of summer you'll be able to come down and we'll get it out in the back and we'll let you dig some holes.
I break too much stuff.
No, you won't break that. Can't break a Kubota. Only unless you put.
try.
Oh, unless you put. No, well, you can try. I've tried. I couldn't break it. So anyway, you got a father-in-law that watches our videos.
Yep.
And what's his name?
Mike.
Mike. Huh? So hello, Mike. I'm behind the camera. I got to film Edward. So anyway, we started this about an hour ago, but Edward had to put on his makeup and everything. And
Put on some hair.
yeah. Well, I got that problem too, right? So don't worry about that. No hair now is cool.
Hopefully, I'm only 25. I'm losing already.
Oh, no, that's not bad. Yeah. Well, you don't have to pay so much then for barber costs.
That's why I say I save so much of shampoo.
There you go.
Just use bar soap.
So anyway, we'll say goodbye to everybody. We'll see you in the next video.